Hello, I'm Rupert Turton, and welcome to the Business Spotlight interview, where we talk to local business owners about their journey. Today, I'm joined by Paul Edwards, who's the co-founder of Supacolour UK. Paul, first of all, Paul, welcome along.
Okay, thank you.
And
Yeah, it's
secondly,
great to be
you're going to
here.
have to explain what Supacolour do, because it's quite a complex process.
It is. I suppose really we put the decoration onto shirts, garments, promotional items. What happens is if somebody's got a design, and that could be a design for a shopping bag, that could be a design for a t-shirt, or even for Premier Football League, they
Hmm.
send us the artwork, we produce the logo, and then we send it back to another business who are then pressing and decorating onto the shirts. So we don't touch the garments at all. We're only a business to business supplier of the decoration or the decal that's applied onto the kit or the item.
Yeah. So how did the business start? How did it come about?
Um, it's interesting. I actually spent a lot of time out in Hong Kong,
Hmm.
and one of my customers down in New Zealand, they were a traditional t-shirt printer.
Yeah.
So they had like carousels, like circular tables. They were making screens, very labor intensive, very processed. Their run lengths were getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah.
Turnaround times are getting quicker. Nobody was making any money. And we were sat in a bar one evening between the two owners of the company and myself, who was a supplier to them at that stage, basically saying, how do we make this industry work? And
Yeah.
we came up with a concept of quick turnaround, very, very simple processing, and automating a lot of the order process. So we've taken away proofing, we've taken away sending emails, sending a process. It's taking 2 days talking about a job
Yeah.
where it all becomes through the portal. They raise it online and it's supplied to them incredibly quickly. Typically, you order today, it ships tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it took about 5 to 6 days
Yeah.
shorter than all of our competitors were at the time.
Yeah. I suppose actually a lot of that's about defining your niche in the industry as well, isn't it?
It is. And we know that of the market share, we want the 5 to 10% is
Yeah.
going to pay a premium for quick turnaround time.
Yeah.
If you want 10,000 of them and you've got 6 weeks, you're going to get it out of China.
Yeah.
If you want it quickly and you're willing to pay for that, that's where Supercolor comes in.
Gotcha. So what are the challenges running a business in the print industry at the moment?
um, I think it's probably the same challenges for everybody in all industries. It's people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trying to find people that want to come to work, are coming every day. Traditionally, for the lower end unskilled work, we were looking at paying about 20% above, the market rate. We want to be one of the best payers in the area. We
Yeah.
want to be bringing in the best staff. We want to be motivating. But even then, there is a shortage of people turning up. I would say less than half the people that agree to turn up for interviews turn up. And
Yeah.
and
Wow.
then even those that turn up, we probably get 1 in 3 say
Mm.
we're only here because we're told to be here, or we lose our benefits.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you've immediately got a process where it's taking a lot of time and a lot of resource. And I suppose we're in Corby,
Yeah.
where the main production facility is. There's a shortage of workers, or you could walk out of any factory in Corby, go into a company within 100 yards down the road, walk in and get a job either today or tomorrow.
Yeah. Are you primarily hiring staff based on their skill level, or do you hire primarily
Um,
based on attitude, their willingness to do the
yeah, it's
work?
mainly attitude because we're doing a process that nobody else is doing. We look for
Yeah.
people that are creative, quick, and got the ability and want to learn. We look at almost we deal a lot with Americans. We call it the hustle, where they're all about the speed, the process, the willingness to be there, the almost like the desire to be in the building or want to do more.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to come in with the right attitude and put the right effort in, we pay well. And
Yeah.
yeah, and even then, we're starting to get that history because we've now been in Corby 4 years.
Yeah.
We're now beginning to get people want to bring their family in, they want to bring friends in, which is but it's still always people's the main issue.
Yeah. Building the reputation locally just means it,
Mm,
it makes life easier for you, doesn't it?
it
So
definitely does.
So I realise this isn't your first business as well, Paul. But what has been your biggest learning since you've been a business owner?
um, I think it probably that when you were, I worked for big corporate companies, I worked for small privately owned companies, and then I started being a business owner. When you're an employee, you expect perfection.
Mm.
It's almost as though you stand there, this must be perfect, this must be right. Now, I'm not saying we're not driving for perfection every day, but any business owner will know there's certain things that aren't right, but it's working. You just got to find a way to get the product delivered, the product out the door,
Yeah.
get the order completed. So therefore, you're constantly working and dealing with small fires all the time.
Yeah.
and you have to focus on which are the right ones. And I think it's that mindset that I know it's not going to be a perfect day. I know nothing's going to go 100% the way we want it to, but it doesn't matter. It's getting it through, and we improve tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be a better day than today.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so, what have you learned about yourself then during the journey?
Yeah, definitely patience. Patience is a virtue. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because you know what it should be and you know what you want it to be, and also having that confidence to delegate.
Yeah.
Because it's probably an arrogant statement, but I think we all do. When we get somebody else to do our job, there's always a fear or an expectation that it won't be done as well. But the
Yep.
only way you can ever move on or upwards is to do that. Spend the time, let them make some mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the phrases we always talk about, we can't change history. So if
Yep.
we've done it wrong, it costs us money, okay, fine, learn from it.
Yeah.
If we have the same problem again, then I become a little bit more sensitive. But yeah, that first time round, you just got to mark it up for experience and yeah, hope it doesn't cost you too much.
And I suppose that really puts the emphasis on you as a leader and a manager to make sure that you're conveying exactly what you want people to be doing,
Yes.
but giving them the framework to be able to work out how best to do it to achieve the results within a, I suppose it's knowing where you're going as well, isn't it? What's the overall aim for the client, for the business, whatever it is that's impacting them.
Yeah, and I think also it's being calm. No matter what's going on, if you're calm, you're focused, you're bringing everybody with you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure we've all worked for bosses that were awful, terrible, shouting, screaming,
Yeah.
throwing things across the room, but they just lose everybody around them. There's no level of respect.
Yeah.
You have to be that calm. You have to be the calmest person in the room, leading people and leading them in the right way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
what are your aspirations for Supercolour in the next few years then?
We're a long way short of where the journey is going to end. So
Yeah.
we set up with great hindsight of 3 weeks before lockdown.
All
So
right.
we built a building, invested a couple of £1 million, got equipment into the factory,
Yeah.
and 3 weeks before the first lockdown, we started printing. So yeah, so we managed to survive through that. We've grown rapidly. We're up to about 60 staff now between Corby and Peterborough.
Yeah.
We we've been talking about this. So in the next 5 years, we want to triple our sales and double our staff.
Excellent.
And
Yeah.
that's the model that we're really, really clear on. And this year we're growing about 35, 40% this year. And again, if you keep growing at those rates, every 3 years, you're doubling your business.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, we're going to do that bit again. We lost you.
I'm still there if you want to.
Yeah. Do you want
Okay.
just, yeah. Where do you want to pick it up from?
Where do we get back to? So maybe I'll go back to with great hindsight, yeah?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
That's
I'll just
fine.
run it from there. So
Yeah. Hang on.
okay. With great hindsight, we set up the factory in Corby 3 weeks before that first lockdown. So we bought the building, we invested the money, we started off in staff, and the fact that we survived through that, we've grown rapidly. We're now up to 60 staff in Corby and Peterborough, and this year we're growing by about 35, 40%.
Yeah.
The conversation we have, we want to triple our sales and double our staff.
Yeah.
That's our aim for the next 4 to 5 years. And I think the market is there, the opportunity is there. Yeah, you see more and more items are decorated. So you look at your corporate clothing or your work clothing, they usually have a logo on the chest, a logo on the sleeve. We deal with about 30 of the professional football league teams.
Oh, right.
So
Yep.
the sponsors, the sleeves, that process, all the way through to the police force, to the army units,
Yep.
everything through to 10 shirts for somebody's stag do. So
Yeah.
there's so much print, decoration, and people want to personalize.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do you see the growth coming from then?
This year, a lot of our growth has started to come out of Europe. But we're still growing. There's more and more print. There's more and more garments being printed. If you look into almost everybody in a professional company now gets printed clothing.
Yeah.
So whether that will be a polo shirt for an office worker, could be through the boiler suits, it could be through the jackets, umbrellas, every part of that process. There's more and more decorated clothing being achieved and produced, and that's where we come very well into it.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So, there's a quick change of tack then, and based on what you just said, what would you say to anyone thinking of going into business for themselves?
I think that there's always fears. talk about it, but you just got to jump in and do it.
Yeah.
I don't think any business person would ever do exactly what they would have done at the start. They'd have done it in a different way. They would have done something different. For us, we wouldn't have set up. But the fact that we jumped in, we'd invested, we started it, you make it work.
Yeah.
But and also being the owner of a business, the harder you work, it's a direct return. You can directly see what's going on. And yeah, but anybody setting up a business model, be very, very clear who your customer base is.
Yeah.
Everybody can make things, everybody can produce things, everybody has a great concept. But unless you know why they're buying and who those people are, nothing works. All problems are solved in businesses by more sales. Yeah, there's almost no problems that aren't solved by more sales.
Yes, it's a fair point, isn't it? Yeah. So, from your perspective, then, who is the first person that comes to mind when you think about success?
Yeah, obviously you sent across the questions when we had a little thing. I was thinking about this quite a lot because every 10 years, I think in my life, I would have given you a different answer.
Oh, yeah.
Probably in my 20s, I would have said the person with a big house and a big car and an enjoyable lifestyle. Maybe another 10 years, the people with family in a process. And I'm thinking, there's probably, when I was a child, I grew up in a farming community down in the West Country. And there used to be somebody that was a really good carver of wood. He was probably mid-50s. He had a house next to his little office or factory, doing that every day. And I looked at it, he seemed so happy in it. And I used to look at him when I was younger, thinking, there's so much more you could be doing, or what else you could do in the process. Every day he got up, he did the job that he loved. He was very, very good at what he was doing. He was respected for it. And I think it's making you think that I remember being told years ago that the basis for life is that in your 20s, do as much experiences in many different things as you can to find out what you like and what you're good at. Your 30s and your 40s, do those jobs. And when you get, to make sure you're good at something and make sure you enjoy doing it and spend your life doing that. Once you get into your 50s, become the coach, become the teacher, become the trainer, because that gives you the energy and the enthusiasm to go forward.
Yeah.
And I think, working through that process, I think now, someone with their family, enjoying what they're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy it, do something else.
Yeah. I don't think it's interesting at the moment as well, isn't it? That people seem to have more than one career during their life as well. The days when you started work at 18 and stayed with that company through to the day you retired are gone. People change careers multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there any one person that springs to mind? Sorry?
Yeah, that's a good thing. The fact that people get experiences, they become a lot more interested.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So is there any one person that you think of when you think about success?
Yeah, I do think it now where I am at the moment, it would be that carpenter in the village.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So from when I grew up, because he had everything that he wanted in his life around him.
Yeah. Cool.
And he was comfortable. He had his lifestyle. He had the process, but fundamentally, he enjoyed what he did every day.
Yeah, brilliant. Paul, it's been lovely talking to you. Thanks for your time today. If anyone does need to contact you at Supacolour, what's the best way to do it?
Either go for LinkedIn, look me up, contact me there, or just drop me a simple hello via paul@supacolour.co.uk. Probably LinkedIn is easy. Just search Paul Edwards, and I'm there for you.
Excellent, Paul. Thanks for your time. It's been lovely talking to you.
Okay, thank you.